Hello, I'm Bruce Sawalski, author of Canadian Wilderness Survival and Chief Instructor of the Boreal Wilderness Institute, a small outdoor education company located in Edmonton, Alberta that specializes in teaching wilderness survival, navigation, wildlife, and bear awareness to those who travel and work in the Canadian wilderness. Today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of wildlife and bear awareness, understanding bear behavior, and how to properly use bear spray. First, let's look at the basis of wildlife and bear awareness. When traveling anywhere there are bears, i.e. in bear country, you must have a safe wilderness working or travel environment that includes basic wildlife encounter avoidance strategies. This means do not approach wildlife, make all animals in the area aware of your presence, and make noise on a regular basis, especially when upwind, in closed country, near streams, dense vegetation, or berry patches, and whenever possible, travel in a group. Groups of 4 or more will nearly eliminate every fatal human, wildlife, animal encounter. When traveling alone, you must be more vigilant and ensure that you make extra noise. Remember, when traveling or working in closed country like this, always ensure you make more noise. You have to tell the animals in the area, especially the bears, that you're traveling, and the best way to do that is the human voice. When traveling, camping, or at a work site, look for animal signs, i.e. scat, tracks, etc., and move out of areas where you see fresh sign of large carnivores. How extensive and how old bear sign is will give you an idea of your chances of encountering a bear in a particular area. Always carry a noisemaker and bear spray. In bear country, keep clothing, tool belts, and equipment and packs clean of oil and food residue. If working in a wilderness, that must include all your PP&E, especially anything that includes a chainsaw, but that tends to be covered in chain oil. Always seal food and garbage and keep vehicles clean. Ensure that all work sites and camps you use only bear-proof garbage containers. Lastly, never run away from a bear or any other large carnivore you might encounter in the Canadian wilderness. If you run, you will be considered prey, i.e. food, and no one wants to be carnivore food. When traveling in bear country, always remember to be aware of your surroundings. Look around for bear sign, listen for the sound of any large carnivores, bears, cougars, and even or wolves. And remember, when in bear country, always carry a good noisemaker like this whistle. Always have bear spray with you and ensure that the bear spray is handy so you can retrieve it easily. So what did we learn? We learned that we need to practice wildlife and bear awareness when we travel into the wilderness. Making noise, carrying a whistle and bear spray, and never running from a bear or any other carnivore. Talking, of course, is the best noisemaker you can make, and when you encounter a bear, speak to it in a normal voice. Second, let's ensure we really understand bear behavior. Bears have an investigative nature, an acute sense of smell, and are curious and intelligent. This combination of curious and intelligence is one of the reasons bears can be quite dangerous. Bears will pick the easiest route of travel. Grizzly bears and black bears are naturally wary of humans, but bears need a lot of personal space and may feel threatened or scared if it's invaded. Each bear you encounter is an individual, and the amount of space required is different. Bears' lives revolve around food, and all bears are omnivores, living on a diet of between 75 and 90% plants and roots. They will eat the most digestible and nutritious food available. Black bears are scavengers and eat more plants, while grizzly bears are better hunters and eat slightly more animals. Often black bears will eat insects and grubs, and all bears will eat winter kill animals and carcasses they find. Bears are attracted to food, but also oil, garbage, or nearly anything with a smell they find attractive. Initial attraction does not necessarily mean that the bear is actually going to find food that's good for them. Each bear is an individual. We tend to have more fatal human-wildlife encounters in the spring when the bears are hungriest, and in the fall when they need to fatten up for hibernation. Mothers and cub encounters also tend to be more dangerous in the fall as they become much more desperate to fatten up their cubs so they will survive during the hibernation of the winter. So what did we learn? We learned that we need to understand bear behavior because bears are curious, intelligent, omnivore scavengers who make a living by eating. They are attracted to food, garbage, and all forms of oil, and anything that that has a smell that they find attractive. Bears also need a lot of personal space, and they are often threatened or scared if we invade that space. Unfortunately, each bear is an individual, and they require or demand their own personal space. Lastly, we need to know how to properly use bear spray. In a recent study in Alaska, bear spray has proven itself 95+% effective against all types of bears. That means black bears, grizzly bears, and polar bears. It has proven itself more effective than any other bear deterrent because it's an area weapon. Users who employ bear spray properly are rarely injured by an attacking bear. Using bear spray, users who were uninjured 90% of the time and suffered lighter injuries than those who used firearms, who were only 50% uninjured. The working ingredient of bear spray is caspium, an extract of hot pepper. It creates a cloud of propellant and caspium in front of the bear and the canister in a cone shape which discharge when it's discharged. It's also non-lethal, so we cause less damage to the bears as well. It works only at close range, normally between 3 and 8 meters. 5 meters is the effective range. The range of each individual bear spray canister depends upon the brand and canister type. Ensure you check the label of each new canister for details, and never buy a bear spray canister smaller than 225 grams. When you purchase bear spray from the store, you will have to sign a form to say that you will not improperly use bear spray. As well, when you get the bear spray, it'll come in a plastic container like this or bag, and it'll have a large tie wrap that'll say remove before use. You need to take this tie wrap and cut it with a set of wire cutters or tie cutters to ensure it's gone before you go to the wilderness. But the second tie wrap holds on the safety clip, leave that on. Wait to fire until the bear gets within 5 meters. You must strike the eyes, nose, and mouth of the bear. So be aware of wind direction, and whenever possible, move so that you'll have the wind at your back. You're using an area weapon to incapacitate, blind, or irritate the bear, causing it to leave the area. Bear spray is an airborne deterrent and should never be applied to tents or clothing to repel a bear. It is not bear repellent. Bears are actually attracted to the area where you have discharged bear spray, and therefore you should leave the area as soon as the bear has left. And never discharge the bear spray early. If you have used some of the bear spray, wash the nozzle up afterwards with soap and water to remove the scent. Before you travel in bear country, ensure that you can retrieve your bear spray quickly and easily. And practice doing this before you travel. So I'm going to grab my bear spray, pull it out of its sheath, and grab it here so I'm ready to go. Make sure that you can take it back easily. So I'm going to try putting it back in, and there it is back in my sheath. You need to take an unexpired container of bear spray into the wilderness with you, not a partially used one. Expired containers will have a shorter range. Remember that canisters are very thin and can be easily pierced by dropping or mishandling. Stow, carry, and handle bear spray with care. Ensure that your bear spray is readily available. It should be accessible, and practice retrieving your bear spray as you travel to ensure that you can carry it out easily. Carry it in a fanny pack, day pack, backpack, or tool belt, and ensure it is mounted on a vehicle in a water bottle or sheath on a bike, quad, or ATV. If you see a bear and the bear sees you, it's important not to panic. Don't run away from the bear, but instead talk to the bear in a normal voice. Hey bear, and carry on talking to it, because the human voice is the best thing to ensure the bear understands that you're a human, and he will more likely flee. When you encounter a bear, talk in a clear, calm voice. Back away slowly, ensuring that you do not look in the bear's eyes. Hey bear, hey bear, hey bear. Remember, when using bear spray, do not discharge the bear spray early. Each canister will only have 6 to 8 seconds of spray, or about 3 2-second blasts. Ensure the wind is not blowing in your face and that the bear spray will work on you. After you've retrieved the bear spray, remove the safety clip. When you encounter a bear, quickly retrieve your bear spray. The one thing you have to understand is this is actually a safety clip. This is where the pepper spray comes out. So you're pointing this end or nozzle straight at the bear. When I want to retrieve the safety clip, I pull it off like that, put my finger in here, and use the thumb on the trigger, and aim the canister towards the bear. If the bear approaches, hey bear, keep talking to the bear, and when he comes within 5 meters, aim directly at the bear's face and spray the bear. Hey bear. Aim downwards and use a 2-second blast with a little bit of a circle to create a larger cloud in front. After you have sprayed for 2 seconds, check to ensure that you see where the cloud is going. Never just blast the bear spray out until it runs out. Once you have driven the bear away, move off from the contaminated area. If you were accidentally sprayed, do not rub the area exposed to spray. As quickly as possible, flush the area out with cold water and soap. Start with your eyes, face, and hands, and other areas exposed to spray. Then air and wash out all clothing, equipment, and tools. Be careful for cross-contamination of vehicles and buildings. So, what did we learn? Well, we learned to properly use and handle bear spray. Ensure that you stow and securely handle it and keep it in a location that you can quickly draw it out. Practice retrieving it before you encounter a bear. When a bear comes within 5 meters of you, remove the safety clip and fire it in a short 2-second burst in a circular pattern into the bear's eyes, nose, and face. So, what did we learn? We need to practice wildlife and bear awareness when we're traveling into the wilderness. Making noise, carrying a whistle and bear spray, and never running from a bear or other carnivore. Talking, of course, is the best noise you can make when traveling, and when you encounter a bear, speak to it in a normal voice. You need to understand bear behavior because bears are curious, intelligent, omnivore scavengers that make their living by eating. They are attracted to food, garbage, and all forms of oil or anything they find to have an attractive smell. Every bear needs a lot of personal space, and they can often be scared or threatened if we invade that space. Unfortunately, each bear is also an individual and requires or demands their own personal space. Lastly, we must learn to properly use and handle bear spray. Ensure you stow and securely control your bear spray, but keep it handy in a location where you can quickly draw it out. Practice retrieving it before you encounter a bear. When a bear comes within 5 meters, remove the safety cap and fire a short 2-second burst in a circular pattern into the bear's eyes, nose, and face. Again, my name is Bruce Sawalski. I am the author of Canadian Wilderness Survival and Chief Instructor of the Boreal Wilderness Institute. And I would like to thank you for listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you learned a lot, and I hope that you're able to better travel safely in the beautiful world of the Canadian wilderness.